friends, happy Vlogmas day 17 for you, I think. It is Thursday for me, which if you've been around for a while, you know is a day that I leave the house. As someone who works from home, I get very excited when I get to leave the house. My name is Jessie. For anybody that's new here, welcome. I do all kinds of lifestyle content, living with chronic illness, working from home, our new home in Raleigh here that we absolutely love. So if you're interested in like vlog type content around that kind of stuff, then just keep watching. We also talk about like finances and stuff occasionally. I am off to Trader Joe's and Sprouts. I think those are the two stores I'm gonna go to today. Sometimes I want to go to Whole Foods, but Whole Foods is one of those places where I'm like a kid in a candy store, and I just like buy a bunch of random shit I don't need because they have so many like specialty items. So if you're new here, I keep saying that, I have an autoimmune disease and I tend to eat like very particular things. I do all kinds of different diets and stuff that I have to do for my autoimmune disease, and for the most part I eat gluten-free. I'm currently eating plant-based, and so no dairy, no animal product. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So going to Whole Foods is just like, you know, you can get pretty much everything there, and it in whatever diet you have, they'll have. The goal is to stay exactly to the list, so that is the goal. Hopefully we don't spend as much money as we did last week. I'm just driving. I take this cute little like back road to Trader Joe's, and then I take a little back loop to Sprouts, which is nice because neither of these grocery stores are anywhere near where we live. They're at least 15-20 minutes away. Today I have grocery shopping this morning, and then I have therapy at 2. So pretty normal day for me. I need to get as much work done as I can today, but I'm also cognizant of the fact that Thursdays I just rarely get a full day's work done because I'm running these errands. I am planning to do like a pretty deep work day tomorrow. I'll probably go work from a coffee shop if Ben's okay with that. I say that because we have a puppy who is not crate trained, so we haven't left him alone yet. One of us has to be home at all times, so if I go to a coffee shop for a few hours, Ben has to be available and not on calls and stuff like that so that he can watch the dogs. Okay, just leaving Starbucks. Got my coffee. Thank you to one of the beautiful people who bought me a coffee this week. I'm using it. I got my favorite, which is a iced brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso, which, by the way, Starbucks, if you're listening to this video, which I guarantee you are, why is this such a long name for a drink? You know, it's good. Did I tell y'all I figured out why I like this drink so much? Because there's 3 shots of espresso in one grande drink. I found this out like last week. I'm like, no wonder my dumbass, okay, who hadn't been drinking any caffeine, started drinking caffeine again by drinking this drink, which is full of espresso. I'm insane. Okay, I'm gonna do a little haul quickly. Sprouts, Trader Joe's. Spent a lot of money again, per usual. This is the creamer that I use. And then I got some oat milk, a whole bunch of bars for Ben, and then these ones I eat. Got some rice noodles. We're gonna make pad thai this week. I got waffle fries because those were really good last time. Coconut milk, Thai curry paste, gluten-free rice noodles for something else we're making. I don't remember. I got this, what is this called? Electrolyte mix that I use for my water. I got a new coffee. I'm hoping I like this one. I feel like I've gotten a Sumatran blend before, but it was on sale, so, and organic.
It's light, so that's good.
Sour cream. And then this girl I watch on Vlogmas was at Sprouts yesterday, and she's vegan, and she got these vegan chocolate chip cookies, so this was an impulse buy for sure. Oh, and then these green onions, which even their green onion selection was crap. The lady, Benjamin, at the checkout said you're supposed to put these in water and they'll continue to grow.
Really?
Yeah, which I've seen people do that, but you put it in water up to like there or something and like a, so we'll have to try that. But, okay, Trader Joe's, the usual for Ben. We got some cashews because I think like 2 or 3 of the recipes we're eating this week have cashews. Got some lemons, regular tomatoes, sugar snap peas because I want to put these in the pad thai. 2 vegan ranch crunch kits, which funny enough, the checker outer guy told me he put it through the thing and he goes, oh yeah, nobody buys these. And I was like, okay, well, I do. I think they're good.
I say they're actually good.
Yeah. I got organic shredded kale for a recipe. I only need 1 jalapeno, so I don't know what we're going to do with 4, but we have 4. Cherry tomatoes for a recipe. Leeks for a recipe. Broccoli. Their broccoli selection was pretty tragic, so I got 2 mushrooms. Yellow onions because we were out. I got red potatoes this week and yellow potatoes. The yellow potatoes will be for a soup, and then the red potatoes will be to eat. I got some of these. Again, this time I get these every now and then. I really like them, and it's one of those like high volume 15 chips for, I mean, there's terrible ingredients, but it's something like when I really want a chip, those are a good option. We really liked this vegan dill dressing, so I got another one of those. Maple syrup. Ben loves these, and they finally had them. Are you excited?
Yes, very much.
In fact, I might even try one too, but I bought 2. Yes, I will. I bought 2 boxes. These are so much, I like the ones from Sprouts better. They have better ingredients, but these are like so much cheaper. I think it's like $3 a box instead of like $6 a box. Tomato paste for recipe, chickpeas, onion salt, because as one of you mentioned in my video the other day, I put a lot of seasoning on my potatoes, so we go through this very quickly. And then, yeah, I think that's it. What have you been up to today? What have you been up to?
Oh, I think I found us a mop.
You looked up mops. Great. Okay. Yeah, because our floor is dirty as heck.
Hung out with them a little bit. And yeah, I don't know, just within the past hour, I've been trying to do some stuff here.
Nice.
So,
hi, Finvin.
potatoes everywhere.
Hi. You're a big boy. Yeah, you're a big boy. Oh, my hair.
Your hair looks much better than mine.
Oh,
I
better.
clearly did not do that.
Clearly did not curl his hair today. So I'm going to put all this stuff away, and then it's actually, I was telling Ben, there was like nobody at Trader Joe's or Sprouts or on the road. I don't know if I just went at like peak time or what, but so I was only gone like an hour and a half, not even. Usually it takes me at least 2 hours. I feel like.
Seems fast to me.
But yeah, so I'm going to put all this stuff away. I got to get some work done, and then I leave around 1:30 for therapy. Hello, friends. Okay, it is now 2:58 p.m. Wow. I am just leaving therapy. I'm feeling a little bit tired today just because I felt like we went through a little bit more shit today. I wanted to just do like a quick little nugget when I feel like sharing. I just think it's interesting. I know not everybody can do therapy. It's very expensive, and yeah, so I thought that when we talk about something important, I would let you guys know. We're talking about the idea of like parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system and how your body shows like physiological symptoms when like your mental health is off, because there's just like this huge connection there that like doctors and even like most therapists aren't making the connection, which is like the whole basis of somatic therapy, which is like what we're doing. I've been keeping this thoughts and mood journal. I just notice when I have like a big change in mood or something like that, or a situation that triggers, you know, like anxiety or a bad mood or anger or something like that. I've been writing that down. And basically, I told you about this last time. Talk about what the situation was, what the mood was, and then what the thoughts were. We went through my thought journal my mood journal from this last week and how I was feeling around that. But we started talking about like where this voice is coming from within me, because I have a very, very critical voice in my head where I'm very hypercritical of myself, and I am very mean to myself. Just like nothing that I do is good enough, no matter what I do. We just talked about like where that voice comes from in my head. Then we basically went into a little bit of this like, sorry, it's a little bouncy, this like trigger, this traumatic thing that I went through. I have a hard time saying that it was traumatic, but it was to my body, because again, trauma means different things to different people. So, you know, getting in a car accident can be like, you know, a simple like rear ending where nobody got hurt could be traumatic, super traumatic to somebody's system, where they're like terrified to drive again. And then there's some people that can move on and they never think about it again. So that's just like an example of a trauma. But a trauma can be as like, I don't want to say simple, but as small as like a breakup or a fight with a friend or something like that. And if your system is in a place where it takes that as trauma, it does. And I don't remember if it was my therapist or if it was someone that I was listening to literally said like, trauma happens in the body. It doesn't matter like what happened. Trauma happens in the body. So like, you cannot tell someone that their experience wasn't traumatic just because you don't think that it should be traumatic. If it was traumatic to them or their system, then it was traumatic. I need to remind myself of that, because I am very, again, hard on myself and don't believe that the situation that I went through should be as traumatic on my system as it was. But it was, and my system took it as trauma, and I have not been able to move on from it since. That's kind of what we talked about, was this idea of like living in quicksand, where I feel like other people that were involved in the same trauma were able to move out of it, and they, you know, have made changes in their life and they feel better. And I feel like for me, I am still stuck in that time of my life. I can't seem to get back who I was. I can't seem to trust that the things won't happen again. I get triggered very easily. Something can happen where I just like, it can be the smallest, tiniest comment will send me right back to that time of my life. And that's like what trauma is. She was just talking about this idea of quicksand, where I'm like living in quicksand, and Ben or other people are like trying to give me a stick to grab onto to pull me out of it, and I can't get out of it. And it's like very validating for someone to tell me that they understand what that is, and they know how to get me out of it. It's not going to happen today, but there's hope that it will happen. It just was a really good day. I really, really like this therapist. The other thing that we talked about right at the end was I had this like moment last week where after our like meeting, she had said something that was triggering to me, and I hate using the word triggering because I just think that it's so overused, but I don't have like another word for it. But she told me that like we're going to get to a place where I will love myself as I am today. And I noticed in the moment that I just got this like really gross feeling in my stomach, and then I just didn't like it. And when I thought about it later, I was like, I don't want to like who I am now. I want to be who I was before. So I like really liked myself like before. I was very outgoing, very esoteric, very like, you know, dreamy and bubbly, and just like, I don't know, I liked who I was before, and I liked the way I looked before. I liked my relationship better before. I liked myself more before. I don't want to like myself now. I want to be who I was before. So she thought I told her that right at the end. I was like, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you that I was like super triggered by something you said last time, and I ended up thinking about it later and I wanted to tell you about it. And she was like, oh, that's a good one. And she wrote it down and she's like, we'll talk about this a different time. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I want to change. I want to like be this way, or I want to do all these things. And for me, I literally dream of being who I used to be. Like, I don't want to be someone new, you know? I am home right now. I just showed you crossing off some stuff on my list here. I finished basically everything I need to finish for my clients Mandy and Renee before I leave. If they have anything that pops up in the next week, I'll do it for them. But right now, everything that needs to be done for them, I've done. So I have my client Tara is kind of like just like she's got a lot going on right now. She messaged me asking me to proof an email for her, and she's kind of behind on some of her stuff, and I can't start my stuff until she finishes hers, which is fine. She's never ever pushy. If there's ever anything that like she holds up, if I don't get it, like can't get it done on time, she would never like be irritated with me. She's like literally one of my favorite people. I'm gonna proof an email for her, and I have to add a link to a blog post and an email, a different email that I wrote for her. So that shouldn't take too much time. And then I think I might get started on editing some podcasts of my own just to like get them going. Ben will probably leave for Uber Eats around 5. He's actually, you might have just heard him. He's doing an infrared sauna upstairs right now. We have like a lay down infrared sauna that we've had for a few years, so I don't use it as much as I should. He uses it a lot. But I'm gonna set up some new projects that came in for January from my client. Well, I am eating dinner while waiting for this to learn how to connect to the internet. Not really sure what's going on there. But, Finn, what are you doing? I got some, I don't know about any of you, but I mix my ketchup and mustard, and I have this dill pickle mustard from Trader Joe's. It's amazing. Then I have, well, it looks like a lot, but it's really not, some peri peri sauce. It's not my favorite sauce, but I don't mind a little bit of it. Some green beans, a veggie burger, and some French fries. Not like super healthy, but also not like unhealthy. And then I'm going to try to watch some YouTube. This will work, but it's 5:30. Ben actually just left for Uber Eats. I just finished a bunch of work, so I got quite a bit done. I got a podcast edited and podcast questions written for January and February guests. So that's really good. I'm way ahead of that. So tomorrow I'm basically going to be able to have like a big writing day as long as my brain is fully with it. Crossing our fingers for that. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing tonight. Watching some YouTube videos, trying to relax and having a good night. But thank you so much for watching today's vlog. Well, today's Vlogmas. Tomorrow we're going to go work from a coffee shop and get a bunch of stuff done. So I'm excited about that. But I'm going to eat my food and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.